Hi everyone. Today we have Neeraj Gupta with us at Captain's Tale, and we will be discussing a lot about the current dynamics of Middle East market and the future predictions for the year 2022. Hi Neeraj, how are you doing?
Hi Ria, all well. Thanks for inviting me.
It's a great pleasure for me. So, Neeraj, first of all, let's begin with understanding the dynamics of Middle East market. How a lot of things are being talked about the customer experience, business infrastructure, technology, especially post COVID-19. A lot of stuff is being said. So, how will you define the UAE market in terms of these factors?
So Ria, a great question. So UAE market, what we need to see is from a financial perspective. So there is a pre-COVID and a post-COVID scenario, right? Pre-COVID, it was a very offline world. Digital was there in a very bits and pieces. So you could transact online, that's about it. But in terms of fulfillment of services, there was a lot of paperwork. And
Yeah.
in fact, today is the day when UAE or Dubai has announced that Dubai is the world's first city to go paperless, right?
Yes.
From a government perspective. So what we are
Yeah.
seeing is the post-COVID world, everybody is jumping on the digital bandwagon. But what
Hmm.
we need to keep in mind is obviously digital does not happen overnight. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things and processes go into play. So what we're seeing is now majority of the financial institutions betting behind digital, so they're now putting in the resources and the investment which is required uh, to see the entirety of those things to come into play. I believe we are still about 12 to 18 months away, where we'll start seeing a lot of financial institution able to fulfill the digital piece. And if you see in the UAE, suddenly in the last 12 months, a lot of digital neo bank sort of things are coming up, right? Which
Yeah.
say that we won't have any physical branch, it's going to be an app based. So those things have started happening, right? We will see the fruits of it in 12 to 18 months.
All right. So, also about the the technical stuff. What predictions or what trends will you highlight for the coming year? Like there have been cryptocurrencies, there have been AI in the online businesses and lending businesses, online insurance businesses. So, what technologies are you betting upon?
So two things. I believe AI and ML is going to become very key aspects on the financial services, especially in terms of understanding and risk scoring the consumer. See,
Hmm.
UAE is a very transient population, right? People come in
Yeah.
and so as a result, the ability to underwrite a risk needs to be very different, and it needs to come in from a data driven. A
Yeah.
typical scoring of a salary or a credit score is not gonna help you in going to the masses, right? So if you see, at least on the financial sense, when the COVID hit, majority of the travel sectors, sector became literally
Hmm.
banned by the banks in terms of you're
Yeah.
not going to give any loans or give any credit facilities, right?
Hmm.
And the fear was justified because
Hmm.
this population was the worst affected and they might not have a sustainable income. So what
Hmm.
this also brought about is whatever was your past experience with the consumer might not determine the future. Because if you
Huh.
don't have a salary, you might be earning for the last 10 years, but suddenly you're out of job. So what we are seeing is a lot of data will go into it. And the traditional elements of data might not be the only factors which will determine. And that is where AI, ML, and a lot of data analytics is going to come. And that is what we are betting on. We are using
Hmm.
a lot of data analytics in terms of understanding consumer behavior, risk behavior, and
Hmm.
as a result, we're curating specific products to that segment.
So can you please elaborate on those specific products a bit, like what kind of products?
So if you look at life insurance, especially in the UAE market, term insurance has not never been sold as such. Majority of the term insurance has got sold through home loans and all. As a result, the products were very traditional. So what we've gone
Hmm.
into it is understand the risk appetite of different insurers, gotten into our learnings from the other market, which is the India market, and understood
Mhm.
the consumer's behavior and need of what the product should look like. So if you see, we already have a couple of products on our website which are sort of exclusive to us, and in coming time, you will see a lot more products coming about.
Great to know. Also, Neeraj, where Policy Bazaar UAE run a campaign with a lot of influencers on term insurance. It is just a recent event. So, how do you think the acceptance around the protection plans evolved in the UAE market over the years, or do we see it improving? What's the status?
So, okay. See, term insurance as a product has never been sold in this market, actively sold, right? So, what our objective right now is educating the consumer on what a term insurance is. It is form of a cheapest form of a life insurance product, right?
Hmm.
And the benefits of the product. A lot of consumers are still in doubt on whether I should buy it, how much does it cost. So, if you see, our campaigns are more on that side. Our campaigns are more about personal stories of individuals where if they had some sort of a protection, how could it help them? And
Hmm.
secondly, how cheap that product is in terms of the cost of the product. It is probably lesser than you having a tea every day outside, right? So our objective is educating the consumer, and what we've seen is we've seen a great response. And you wouldn't believe it. What we've seen a lot of sub 8-10,000 salary people coming in and buying this product. We typically get couple of walk-ins office. These consumers do not have a
Hmm.
bank account even, but they
Hmm.
want to get this product because if you see, a lot of this segment is the whole soul bread earner living in UAE. The family is away in home country,
Hmm.
so they are entirely dependent on his salary. So they are
Hmm.
in fear of what happens if something was to happen to them. Who will take
Yeah.
care of the family?
Yeah.
So we are seeing a very good response, and in coming weeks, you will see a lot more campaigns around educating the consumers.
Great to know. Plus, I would also like to know, the inclination of the consumer behavior. If you just now you talk about the consumer behavior, uh, there were a bit of reluctancy when we talk about the insurance companies buying the online policies, and then the digital transformation. It was a bit difficult for the consumers to rely uh, on the online business in such aspect. So post COVID-19, or the campaigns such you have told, do they help in increasing the credibility, or increasing the trust among the consumer behavior?
So there are two things. How does credibility and trust come about? Two things which need to be very important is where one thing is it's not only about going out there and selling the product to the consumer. It is also about when the service requirement is there, what are you
Hmm.
able to do, right? And that is
Yeah.
where Policy Bazaar differentiates itself, right? We go very deep into the customer service cycle also. So what we go and tell the consumer, here's your product, but we are not going to act very hands off. If you have a problem tomorrow when you want to claim or need to service the policy, we're going to be there. We're going to help you do that, right? And
Hmm.
that gives a lot of trust. See, there is a certain segment of the community here, especially the Indians. They trust our brand because they've seen the service levels. We are deeply invested into it. So we
Hmm.
want to give that sort of an experience in the UAE market also. And as a result, the acceptance of digital is increasing. Having said that, also the manufacturers here, the insurance companies or banks are also jumping on that bandwagon, right? So when
Right.
the entire ecosystem talks about digital, then the acceptance obviously increases, and that is what we are seeing.
Great. Plus, Neeraj, I would like to go back a little bit this year. In March, you guys raised $75 million from Falcon Edge to penetrate in the Middle East market. How has been the response, and what are the future predictions or future strategies we can look upon?
So we are very focused on the UAE market.
Hmm.
And in the next 12 to 24 months, you will see a lot more focus on this market from all aspects, from a branding, marketing, technology aspects. And that is where focused on, right? The funds were not necessarily only raised because we needed certain money, but obviously
Huh.
there were certain partnerships we needed that, and that is why we raised that fund. But we are very focused on the UAE market. Once we have established ourselves, we have attained a certain stage, we will definitely look at other markets.
Talking about the partnership, you also had a technical integration with Al Ittihad Credit Bureau. Uh,
Yes.
so, any new collaborations in process, or what is your expectations with such kind of? collaboration?
So our objective is on the financial services. As I mentioned, it was a very physical world, right? A lot of documentation used to happen in banking space, and that is where we want to transform that.
Yeah.
We want to, and credit score becomes an important factor in that journey. So now a consumer can come on our platform and take a credit score, which
Yeah.
helps a bank also in a way that now they only get certain applications which have gone through certain scoring. So the chances of approval are going to be much higher. But typically, if you see a bank operates as a sub single digit conversion on a consumer, right? Whereas our conversion levels with this model are going to be upwards of 30-40%. Because what we are doing is we're curating the consumers. And what we expect to do with this is also one more aspect. When a consumer comes in and we have risk profiled him, now we can probably suit him where the chances of his approval are going to be higher. Our objective is whomsoever comes in gets a product what he desires for, right? And with this, that funnel can happen.
Right. Basically, if I hear you, a lot is being dependent upon the consumer perspective, how the consumer is taking your product, what is the response, how easy it is for the consumer to operate with your product, and if I talk about the whole market, the complete scenario, do you think that somewhere or the other in the customer life cycle, or the kind of awareness, or kind of a kind of you can call it awareness only, is required in terms of financial education? A lot of workforce, if we talk about the low level or the mid level, there is the lack of education, the financial education. So any comment on that? We need to work more upon.
Definitely we as an industry need to work on that. And if you see Policybazaar as a brand, if you have followed our journey in India, and that is what we continue to still focus on. It's not that education we did in the initial aspects and we've stopped. So a lot of our energies are spent on educating the consumer, and we see no reason that to stop or that to slow down. We'll continue to have sessions. We'll continue to use different mediums where we can educate the consumer about different products and the benefits of these. We will continue to do that.
Great to know, Neeraj. And it was like, for me, insurance and such kind of thing is a bit difficult to understand. But yes, at times I have went to Policybazaar website to learn few things. And, I have talked to the customer executives. And I must say that the service that you guys are providing here in India, I'm talking about, of course, it is quite helpful for me, for the people like me who are very much less into finances. So, and I hope that the same journey is continuing in the UAE and the Middle East section.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And anything that you would like to add upon for the for the viewers who are completely unaware, or they are not in the process of buying or selling the insurance things, what kind of tip you would like to give them?
So my point is, do look at your risk appetite. More than that, do focus on the protection element of the products. Protection is very important. And if you see Policybazaar, we keep on focusing on the protection piece, because death, disability, and disease, these are the three key elements, right? And insurance is one of the only ways. If something was to happen, insurance was the only way where you can have a safety net. Otherwise, it's going to be very difficult, because with medical expenses and everything growing, insurance is the only way. So I would urge consumers to look at protection in a very serious manner. And the COVID has brought about that seriousness anyways in consumers, but I would urge consumers to still look at protection. Buy it from anywhere, but do look at that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this education and giving us time today. It was a wonderful session for me. I learned new things about the current dynamics of the UAE market, plus the products of Policybazaar. And thanks for your time, Neeraj.
Thanks, Ria. It was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Bye.